Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is Paddock Live, and I'm joined by no other than Mr. Adam McKola. How are we doing, brother?
How are you doing?
We can do all that now, can't we?
Yeah,
We're allowed.
Well,
No Joe Smith, so Mac has swooped in to take his place.
I mean, Joe Smith turns up when I'm not here.
Joe Smith kind of took your place, really, didn't he?
No,
He's tried to.
No one's ever taken my place.
They've tried to, haven't they?
We were here at the start. We'll be here to the end.
We were.
I'll be honest.
We were there at the start, to be honest.
Either
by a week.
this channel dies before me, or it dies when I die. If you do a video after the day I die, you're a disgrace.
Why?
Yeah.
Tribute?
I'm one of those kind of people. I'm scared of death, but I'm also. I also think I'm scared of death because I've got FOMO.
Fear of missing out. That's what he's scared of.
Like sometimes I lie there, at night, and I'm like, shit. One day I'm gonna die. What happens when you die? And then I start going through all that. I'm there for about an hour, and then I think, like, reality is, when you die, life goes on, and that's so sad, isn't it?
But do you know what it is for me? Right? Do you know what it is for me, bro? Right?
Do you know what I mean? How sad is it? Like, imagine I died tomorrow. Everyone would be sad, yeah?
Yeah.
Everyone would be sad. Even like, everyone would be sad, like in my family and that. But then the truth is, month, 2 months, 3 months down the line, carrying on with shit, innit?
Right. I have a fear.
Mourn me every day, Jay.
I will, right? This is the thing, and I've had this discussion with Joe, and you've got to back him up, right? If I die, I want a decent video. I want a decent video about me, right? I want you looking gutted. I want you to refer to me, as a...
I'll cry.
Can you? If you cry, that's big. That might... Don't cry too much, though, because that'll make the video about you. Everyone is about Mac is crying.
I look at the state of him doing a video crying. Who does videos crying?
Yeah, it should be about Jay, yeah?
Yeah, don't cry too much.
Yeah, so a little bit of a tear in that. Tributes, a little bit of he was a multi-award winning journalist, diehard United fan.
What picture do you want up? The key 103 one?
Yeah, in my smart car, yeah? You know the picture me interviewing Fergie.
We need to get you
me and Rooney.
Stretford Paddock smart car.
Oh, I would love. Do you know what? I used to love that smart car. I used to treat it right like it was an ambulance. I just park it anywhere. And people used to respect that, like I had some sort of authority. I literally just park it in across 3 disabled bays and just get out and interview someone.
It's a smart car as well. It's about yay big.
I had to do it diagonally just to film one, to be honest. And everyone's just like, okay, he's in a smart car. He's in a key with a free smart car. Allow him. So yeah, I used to love that car.
Smart cars still exist? Do they still make them? I know they still exist. Do they still make them?
I don't know,
The new ones come out.
They must do. You can imagine some little electric thing.
I've never heard anyone say, oh, you've seen a new smart car.
I don't know, man. Get involved in the chat and let us know if there's a new smart car. Anyway, that's been Paddock Live. That's been McKola. Thanks for joining us. I think we covered all the stories there, didn't we? No, we have got some new stories to get through because Erik Ten Hag, he's become the new Jadon Sancho, so we're going to be talking about him, and if you know what I mean. Tammy Abraham, I know you're excited to talk about that perspective. Transfer. Also, Pogba, where would we be without him? Harry Maguire, we've got a story about him as well. Hall of Fame, Wayne Rooney. We're going to get into that one. Bruno Fernandes and something about James Garner as well. We'll start with Tammy Abraham. Timmy.
Donna, do you know what that reference is?
No.
Or did you just repeat it after me?
I just repeat, right. Can I just clarify something with you, right? I never, other than your Peter Kay and some of your Chappelle ones, I never know what your references are.
Timmy.
A lot of them are...
Come on, you know it.
A lot of them.
You know it.
Timmy. Go on, give me a clue.
South Park, man.
No, this is the thing, right? I used to watch South Park back in the day a little bit, yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, Macca. I may or may not have taken the odd bit of drugs when I was watching it, right? I'm not saying I did. I just may have.
That makes it better, innit?
Yeah, but
so you should be a massive fan.
No, it was that bizarre and hilarious. Like I've cried laughing to it, but I don't remember it that well.
I think you need to get
dark
back on the drugs.
Life.
I think like Eminem. I love Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great to see him sober and that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think, just get back on the drugs for one more album.
Is he not? What's he doing? Is he still doing albums and all that?
Yeah, I think so.
He's about my age.
He does now. He
He's
does do
about
albums,
40
and they're always sad, and I'll always download them. But
he might end up like DMX. Look at him, bro.
That was sad, wasn't it?
Have you seen that documentary?
No, probably not.
If you love DMX,
should I watch it if I love him? Because a lot of people used to disrespect DMX.
Yeah. Because you know him and you know his story, I think you should watch it. It's not like you're going to get a plot twist at the end.
Because I used to remember when he had mental health issues and there was videos of him running around in hotels.
Yeah.
butt naked and that. Like, he got ripped apart then.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, that was a problem.
It's tragic how he got treated. Like, a lot of what went on, you look at it and you go, he should have been, like, sorted, he should have been set for life, he should have been looked after a little bit better. And there's certain things in it, like, watch it, it's good, man, it's good. And the ending, it's like, obviously, it's sad, but it was decent, actually, I enjoyed it. Christopher Hawkins says, it's depressing enough discussing United, and you lads want to begin by discussing death. So, cheers me up, the prospect that one day this will all be over. I'm only joking. Christopher Hawkins, who's been a member of the first team for 21 months. We're sorry, bro. Don't forget as well to hit that like button. Yeah, some people actually like it. Karthik Greash says, talking about death and encouraging drug use. Brilliant, laughing emoji.
I mean, what else do you want from us?
Yeah, so about football, about Man United. Have you seen the state of us recently? No one wants to do this. Yeah, let's talk about Tammy Abraham, because, Macca, you're not feeling this. Well, there's a little thing there. And it does a lot of, it carries a, hang on a minute. It's doing a lot of heavy lifting, the word consider.
First of all, what newspaper is this? El Messaggio, what? I've never heard of him.
You never heard of Il Messaggio? Il Messaggero?
Like, where's this from?
Messaggero.
They're not notable, are they?
Do you know when I was starting off in journalism, right, the first ever work experience I did was at the Urmston Messenger, right, newspaper, yeah? And do you know what they had me do, Macca? Right, you know when all the GCSE results drop? Right, all the GCSE results come in. They had me sat there, right, there's about fucking 500 GCSE results for all these schools across Urmston. Like Urmston, Grammar, Wellacre, Lostock and all them. Right, so I had to input like Adam McKola, like how many A to C's you got, like 8 or whatever. So I got bored, so I started lying, you know, like giving people extra GCSEs.
Oh, good.
Right, I thought,
so what, the statistics went in the paper?
Yeah, like, so you just say how many A to C grades you got on your GCSEs. So it'd say like...
The newspaper had to do that.
Yeah, well, you still went to the school and got your certificate and that, and they give you results. But they do it, they print all the results for the whole area. So I just got fucking bored, so I just started like giving people like extra,
that reminds me
extra
of,
GCSEs and all that. There you go.
I used to work at Direct Line.
That's what I mean.
You never really gave people extra GCSEs. So
no,
that's the problem.
But I know there's people, right, that wouldn't have gone to school to get them, they just looked in the paper, like people like my mates. I've got 8 GCSEs, I'm sat 5. That's mental.
Thanks, Jay. You got a job.
There's people still walking around our age probably think they've got like 8 GCSEs when they've got any.
I tell you the truth as well.
Go on.
You know what I've figured out too late in life? You can lie like fuck on a CV. No one checks.
Does anyone check it?
No one checks A levels. First of all, who's going to check your A levels?
I don't even know the mechanism with which you do that.
One of my mates as well. You know, as soon as the company used to get shut down, you just put it on his CV. Woolworths went, oh, I worked there. Swear to God, bro. As soon as, what? That place shut down? Northern Rock, I worked there for 6 years.
I was a regional manager for Woolworths. What? Really? Right,
6.
This guy was good.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that though. You've just got a trail of failed businesses on your CV. This guy worked at Northern Rock. He worked at Enron.
Notably, just before they all went bust.
This guy's terrible.
He only worked on the tills. I don't know how he managed that. Amazing.
It's true, don't it? Like,
but when I worked at Direct Line, that was the point of my story.
Go on.
So like, I used to play. Well, I say it was a game. It wasn't a game. But when I used to speak to people, if they were rude to me or something, like your delivery driver earlier.
You just went off outside, you know what I know.
If they're rude to me, I wouldn't give them any extras. Because I used to have this, it used to be one of those systems where it was like black and green, you know, like Matrix.
Yeah.
Where you got all the boxes where you put the X in and all that.
Yeah.
And you used to be able to put this thing, it used to be called online discount, internet just started.
Right.
And I used to be able to put an X in there, and imagine your premium would go from $2,500 to like £800.
Really?
Like, magic.
What, just at your discretion?
And you know, like if I felt someone was in a difficult spot, or they were really nice, or some old lady and that, or like a single mum with loads of kids and that, could hear the kids crying in the back, I'd be like, shit, all right. I'd go and press that button for them and go, oh shit, did you know?
So you could just do that?
Actually.
And no one, would your boss or anyone go,
They wouldn't want me to do that.
Right.
But I used to use my discretion.
That's good, man.
And do that.
See what I mean, though? So
like,
that is
people used to cry on that. It's mad, bro. Imagine you phoned up ready to pay £2,500 and someone goes, £800. I'd cry. Oh, I'd cry.
There's a load of kids at a certain age called Adam because of what you've done. I'm going to name my next kid Adam. It's good when you can do things like that, though. Little things that don't hurt you but help someone else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I got sacked from that job because I was agency staff, and I told my manager, listen, Sunday I got a cup final. I ain't going to come into work on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then they sacked me for not turning up. I told you in advance I ain't coming.
What did he say when you told him no?
I had to come in.
Not to be a corporate lackey or anything, Macca, but you said to
Yeah, but
that's
come
not how
on, man.
like holidays work. You don't go, I ain't coming in.
Yeah, but you know, I told him like
just so you know.
a while ago. Like, come on,
Wait,
man.
a while ago,
I'm not that important. I'm not the manager, bro.
How many like days did you give it before the shift?
I think it was like the semi-final was like a month before, so I was like, right, boom.
All right, that's.
Do you know what I mean?
So that was, what was it, direct line?
Yeah. I used to work there Monday to Wednesday, 6 to 9.
Yeah.
And Saturday and Sunday, like 12 to 4, 4 to 8.
It's like, it reminds me, because I got sacked from a job doing a call centre. Because I got a job, well, I didn't get sacked. I worked there for a week. I worked there Monday to Friday, my first week. Went to Creamfields, and then my mate ran me and went, we've got a ticket for Turkey if you want to come with us. Because someone's dropped out, you just need to change it to your name. I was like, I've just started a new job, man. My mum will kill me. so I just went, fuck it.
all right. You're twisting my arm enough. Really, all right, I'll ask someone else. You're like, oh, shit. I need to be there. I hate that, don't you? You know when your mates don't convince, you want them to convince you.
Yeah.
And then they go, all right, don't worry. And you're like, fuck, bro, just come on.
You know what I mean?
Just try and convince me a bit.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck it. I went to Turkey. It was a mint holiday as well. And let's face facts, I was never going to be a fucking call centre person. It wasn't for me. Anyway, we're covering all the topics here, by the way. There's no stone unturned here. Adam Sharp says, I must be named after Macca.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there you go, you see.
Did your parents get cheap car insurance in 2009?
How long were you there for?
So basically what I used to do at these jobs was, I used to know this guy at Deco. They used to be like they used to get you jobs.
Oh,
agency, job
yeah,
agency.
heads employment.
Yeah, one of my boys' worked there.
Yeah.
So he used to like get all the lads' jobs at like RBS, NatWest,
Really?
Direct Line. And I used to go in and say, yeah, I'm coming full time. I'm going to be here from the summer forever now.
Yeah.
This is me, I'm leaving uni. And as soon as uni started, you say, yeah, I'll go back to uni. So I used to have a full-time job for like 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
Do the training for like 2 months and then...
Because they think you're going to stay.
Yeah.
I did that, David Lloyd. Exactly the same thing. Like, worked for the summer, said it was a full-time job, and then just fucking...
Good, isn't it? It's good, that. Wasting people's time. At NatWest, I worked in the mortgage department, and I got to speak to Ryan Giggs.
Really?
Yeah, I obviously can't really talk about it.
Well, let's discuss it. Just tell me, where does he live? Was you all starstruck in that?
I ended up keeping him on the phone longer than I should have.
Do you know what? It's funny because one of my first jobs was at a benefits agency. Right? Because I went to college and dropped out when I was 16.
Well, Ryan Giggs phoned you there?
No, do you know what it is? Right? He said, listen, can I get me wages supplemented with any income support?
Can I get EMA?
Yeah. I was like, let me have a look, Mr. Giggs. Yes, you can. Of course you can. Crisis loan, don't worry about that. We got you. There'll be 50 quid in your account by the end of the day. Don't panic. But a guy I know, I used to work with, he got escorted from the building because he was like, because if you put someone's name in, you get the national insurance number and their address and all that, because obviously the benefits agency, everyone's registered. Don't matter what your status is, how rich you are. And he was like Googling United, well, not Googling, searching United players and all that. And they found him, like, you know, his search history. So yeah, they came in and got him. Like, all security came in.
I may or may not have done similar things with bank accounts.
Obviously, you haven't.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, do you know what? It doesn't even count. There's like limitations on that.
Statute of
limitations is
expired.
like, when was this?
And I never told you what was in them.
Exactly.
Told you that off camera.
If anything, you're the victim in all this. I feel sorry for you. So I think we've covered...
Oh my God, bro.
What? Go on.
I watched this thing yesterday.
What was it?
Called The Voyeur. Not about Arsene Wenger. It was...
Is it about filth?
Made it football related. There's this old fella. You already knows what he looks like because you can... Like, when you think of a perv, you picture him, yeah?
Yeah.
And basically, he bought a motel back in, like, the 70s or something. Mm-hmm. And then in this motel, it's, like, shaped like that, yeah? So that, you know how motels are, the front of it, it's like a car park and then, like, rooms, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
And he built, like, a walkway through the middle of the roof.
Right.
Where he could get vantage points over every room.
Right.
And just watch people in their rooms. And he used to do it on a daily basis for 4 or 5 hours. Even had his wife involved, like bringing him food and that. She'd be like, oh yeah, he needs a sandwich, he's hungry up there.
Yeah, he's busy.
Just
what, all day?
Bro, he even says at one point, like, oh, when I was young, used to do loads and now it's like 2 or 3. And it's like, fucking hell, bro. He's basically just admitting, he's standing up there, watching people down there, and he's beating his meat. And then one day he witnessed a murder.
Really?
Yeah, it was mental, bro.
Did he tell people he witnessed the murder, or did he have to keep stum?
So basically, he waited for statute of limitations to expire, and then he told this journalist everything. Mental, bro.
Where was this? America, I take it?
Yeah, of course.
Fucking, there's so much something there. Things he had to do.
If you want to see it, it's called The Voyeur.
When was this? This was in the 70s?
Yeah. Well, stretched from the 70s to, I think, 90s.
Things he had to do before he didn't die. Do you know what I mean? Like digging holes in or cutting holes in
What you know what you
walls.
don't see anymore? Remember when you used to walk around? Well, I remember when I was a kid, when I used to walk around, like, you'd be playing football at some playing field somewhere.
Yeah,
and you go past the tree and there'd be loads of porn in the bush. You don't see that anymore, do you?
Discarded
Do you
porn
remember
mags.
that?
Bro, I used to love those discarded porn mags. You find them all over the gaff, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? Like,
You would. You would. Genuine, and it makes
when
me
you're a
think
kid
now.
and you find this
Probably
discarded porn mag.
all the
it's
lads
like,
have touched it, and he's
yeah.
like, "What are you touching?" But
you know
it used
what I
to,
mean?
you don't happen anymore. Kids don't. But then kids are on the internet, and their equivalent of discarded porn mag is like that pop up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There's one. That was Peter Griffin.
Don't know your porn, you lot. This is what we had to go through back in the day, yeah. Finding thrown away pornographic magazines. Times were hard. Hang on a minute. Raf. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, it's a bit deep, that one. Let's not go there.
Oh, yeah, I read that. No, you can say that.
What?
So the motel story
Right.
basically took place
Sorry,
in
I just
Boston.
saw, yeah.
And it's the same hotel that one of the 9/11 had.
Right,
so
okay.
a lot of
Sorry,
history
I just
there.
saw 9/11 and panicked. Where are we going with this? There's quite a lot. Yeah, a lot's going on there.
Yeah.
You know, it's all happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So Tammy Abraham, we've covered that one.
It's Tammy Abraham. I mean, who's El Messaggero? Unless
That's like
you got
the
something.
messenger of Roma, or Rome even.
Yeah, that's how we ended up here. The messenger.
Yeah, man. That's it. Like, that's their equivalent, their local free paper that comes through the door.
You reckon you could get a job there? Should we apply for you to get a job there? And like, we won't make you take it.
Yeah.
But we'll like see if we can get you an interview.
Do you know what? It used to be long doing those work placements. You know, like little local newspapers and all that, man. It was graft. But I got it done, and now look where I am, working with Adam McKola. The world's my oyster. Should we talk? There's all sorts going on here. What we're going to talk about next? Right. Okay. Have we got a video? Right. We've got a video to look because someone called Adam McKola has been chatting to his mates for BetVictor.
Not my mates.
Sorry, people he knows for BetVictor
Right.
about Mr. Harry Maguire. Let's check this out. Check out the vid.
What's your opinion of Maguire, and should he be anywhere near the England team?
I'd probably buy that if the sentence included Man United. But when it says England, I feel like you should suffer with me. So I'll get rid of that. But no, on a serious note, I do think that's a little bit too harsh. Look, I don't think he should be Manchester United captain. I don't necessarily think he should be starting every week for Manchester United. But one of the things he has been is he's been pretty good for England. And when I take away, I think one of the big problems for him at Manchester United is the fact that he's the captain. So therefore, he ultimately feels like he don't belong. Like, he's a little bit fraudulent in the dressing room, and you've got real winners around you like Varane and Cristiano Ronaldo. But I actually think had he not had the armband, I think his performances probably would have been better at United. And I also think that don't affect his performances for England, whether that's right or wrong. You've seen him play for England under Gareth Southgate and do well. At the Euros, he was one of the best players about. So I don't necessarily feel like that's the case, and I do feel like that's too harsh.
The full video of that over on BetVictor's channel, and let them know that you've come from Stretford Paddock. The link is in the description. Get involved in the chat and the comments, and then put you've come over from Stretford Paddock. Macca, talk about Maguire, talk about England. I mean, it's a pretty broad subject, but where we saw a little clip there, what you were saying about Maguire and how he's done well for England, not so much for United, and the captain sees it weighing a little bit heavy on him. There's been a few stories, right, going around this week. We were looking at me and producer Cal before about Maguire potentially going in the summer. But, I mean, they weren't even from the messenger standard of journalism, to be honest with you. That's why we've not got them on this show. But how much pressure do you think he's under? Do you think, like, the wheels could be...
I wouldn't be against selling him.
Yeah?
Look, I don't think he's... I think the question I got asked there, and the debate that we were having, it was one of a few debates. We also discussed best Premier League manager and a few other things as well. It was a good chat. But we got asked, is his England career over or should it be over? And I think that's too far. Do you know? I think people go too far. Also... Do you know what it's like? It's like, you know when you're around other people, you have to defend your own, don't you?
Yeah, I'm with you.
A little bit.
100%.
Like, I can say to you now, I think we should sell Maguire or he shouldn't be
Yeah.
captain or get rid of him. It's crap.
No.
But on there,
No.
in public,
No.
around Liverpool fans and Chelsea fans and Spurs fans, yeah, I can't give him an inch.
Bro, I defend Phil Jones to rival fans. Honestly, me and you can slag him off. Of course we can. City or whatever joins in. Hang on a minute. How many European trophies have you won?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like them sort of things. You do get some backup. I'm with you on that one.
It's like I don't know. I can cuss my dad, but you can't.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I want to cuss his dad, that's between me and him. I'm only joking. I would never do that. Mr.
Don't
McKola.
get scared.
Yeah. Right. With the Maguire thing as well, you spoke about England. I don't want to stay on it too long, but there was a big debate going on about him being in the England squad and Sancho not being, and now, you know, you look at it and Maguire's not having a great spell and Sancho is and all that. But you touched on it there. The thing with England and Maguire is he's been a mainstay Gareth Southgate's teams and he's done a job for him, hasn't he? So it's not like, I don't feel this big debate when it comes to England about, why is Maguire in and why is Sancho
Also,
in?
who's his competition?
For it.
Ben White's been good this season.
Nah,
you could
that's
argue. John Stones. I don't think Tyrone Mings is any good. I don't think Connor Cody's necessarily better than him.
Don't stand
I
on
think
that.
Tamori's
Don't get me
really
going.
good.
Tamori's
and I'm
good.
shocked that he hasn't been in the England team.
Yeah.
Gahey's is that his name? Gahey.
Oh, the kid from Palace.
Gahey.
Oh,
Gahey.
yeah.
I think that's his name.
Yeah.
He's been picked. I haven't seen too much of him, but I do find it weird how he can get picked and Tamori can't. What's Southgate got against Tamori?
I don't think Southgate watches much foreign football. I do, you know what I mean? Like, I think you don't think you knew who Jadon Sancho was until United were linked with him. It's like, I think he just watches the Premier League and thinks, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because some of the players that get in there, I don't think are that good. Like, Tyrone Mings is another one, everyone raves about him. I don't rate him. I don't rate Connor Cody. I think they're okay. I think they're, Premier League standard defenders, but they're just about like sort of mid-table range. They're not, oh yeah, that's someone you want in your defence if you're going to start challenging for a trophy. So I don't really get too helpful.
When you look at what
England.
Tamori is doing at AC, I'm not going to say he's responsible for where they are in the league, but big
Doing
part
well.
of the top of the league.
He's doing well, do you know what I mean? And he's progressed, and he keeps getting better.
goes and wins the league there.
Hey, that'd be
hell.
sick, that wouldn't it? Eh? Jam says, loved you on No Rules, Adam. Great episode. What's all that about?
You don't know what no rules is? It's a shame that. You know, filthy
Why-
fellas
why-
and that.
Right, I've got 3 kids. I'm at uni. I know I don't like to talk about it. And I'm doing about 12 videos a day for this channel.
Yeah, you're always here anyway. You don't see your kids. So what you do is get home when they're in bed. Get out.
We spoke about this off
He
camera.
he pretends to go and do 5Ks in the morning just to miss the school run. Runs past their school. Fucking hell.
Worst thing I ever did was getting that Strava app. She's on to me. You've not fucking moved. You sat in the garage for 2 hours saying you've done 20k. You're lying.
Work up a sweat.
Sipping bottles of wine over your head. Get back in your house now. You're out of order. Anyway, we've covered Adam Maguire, we've covered Tammy Abraham. We're flying through these topics, me and Maka. Right, let's get to the big
I
one.
remember that. Remember when we rang UEFA and complained?
Bro, we actually got through, didn't we? What was that? Mate, that was journalism 101, that. I love that. I forgot about that. Oh, mate, we need to do that again. See, let's ring them and see if they'll let us back in. Right, you know you messed up that draw as you gave us Atletico? Well, they've knocked us out, right? So, we should have had PSG the first time round. Why can't we have
And
them
they're
again?
out, so really we should be through.
Yeah, like, I think the only fair thing is to put us in and not Liverpool out. Right, let's move on to Erik Ten Hag. Been loads of Erik Ten Hag stories this week. You've been chatting about him earlier in the week. Well, you chatted about him on Sunday on Gazetta, chatting about him this week as well on your own channel, chatting about him on here. The latest sort of update is, obviously, we know he's had an interview, and it seems like he's impressed in the interview. Now, a Dutch football expert, we've got our own Dutch football expert on this channel tomorrow, so don't worry about that. But he says that 2 other European heavyweights are looking at him.
That sounds like it's come from his agent, doesn't it?
Yeah, come on, say put heavyweights. Don't put clubs. Put heavyweight. Put European. Yeah.
Who is it? Who needs a manager at the moment?
I don't know. I mean,
Real Madrid.
Ancelotti
Ancelotti could leave, but they were still in the Champions League.
PSG always need a manager, and I don't think Poch is convincing anyone that he's long term. I mean, we're in for him, aren't we? It'd be quite ironic if they got
Bayern
him.
Munich? No, they just got Nagelsmann.
I don't know.
didn't they?
Nagelsmann's not going anywhere, is he?
Like, unless Pep leaves City or something.
I think. Do you know what? I could see Ten Hag going to City. I think that
Because it's bold.
Yeah, I think they got like.
How do you
probably
feel
won't
about
even
us
notice.
possibly getting a bold manager?
It's about time, man.
Is it?
Do you know what I mean?
Is it like me when Zidane Iqbal played?
Yeah. Like, I remember, right? This is so bad. I got emotionally invested on your behalf because you were like going on about Zidane for a long time. And I remember when he was coming on that game, and do you remember the clock was getting, and the ball wouldn't go out of play? And I was getting really anxious. And like the lads I was stood with were like, they weren't really that fussed. They were like, oh, Iqbal and Savage are coming on. And I was like, well, you know, it's not, is it going to happen? And when it happened, I was buzzing. But yeah, it'd be nice to have a baldy representing us in the dugout. We never really had one, have we? Never really had any ball.
Who's bald?
Baldy? We had it. No, I can't remember.
Our most notable
baldy.
No managers. Notable baldies are Varane, Bartes.
Bartes was, Rooney went bald for a bit, didn't he?
Oh, that was a good Rooney.
Yeah. That was
Rooney.
angry, vicious. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember when he nearly severed his artery flying into a tackle?
When he fucked up George Boateng in that 50-50. Drop ball. Drop ball, he just goes over the top of the ball. You're like, what the fuck,
The ref treated that like a grenade. The ref went and ran off.
Yeah.
These two lunatics, this one lunatic just kicking 7 bells out of Boateng. Yes.
Scottish Jackers, as he call him, Baldy.
Baldy bouncer.
Baldy
bouncer. Right, can I ask you a question? Because you watch quite a lot of football. You watch all this sort of stuff. Ten Hag, is he the real deal or what? I'm not going to lie to you, Macca. I like what I've read. I like what people have told me. I like a little bit of what I've seen. And the fact that, you know, we got there and Ajax won the title for 4 years and then he won back-to-back doubles. But I don't know a lot about the guy. And he's got a massive job if he comes to Old Trafford.
That's the thing. The job is huge at Old Trafford. So it's going to take a while. Like, what he's done at Ajax is incredible. I think he's on for 3 and 4.
Yeah, because there was one because of COVID, I think,
league
didn't get counted,
I think, you know, when you look at what he's done in the Champions League, I know they've gone out this year, but previously, he's been able to build a number of teams as well, I think, and survive big sales, which often destabilises managers. So that, I think, suggests that he's very good. And when you look at the players that he has under his leadership, they're all getting linked with big moves elsewhere, and it's like, there's something about him. Obviously, Ajax generally have a great talent coming through their academy anyway. But then it's like, United are a basket case of a club. He benefits from Ajax being a fantastic footballing institution with football people running their departments there. He had that great relationship with Mark Overmars. I know he's been sacked now. But like, if you look at all those things, he maybe isn't going to have that at Old Trafford. But nevertheless, he's a modern-day, forward-thinking manager. It'd be interesting to see how we play because he expects his centre-backs to do things that centre-backs aren't really necessarily supposed to do, break the lines and all that off the ball. And like, a lot of those things don't happen with some of the centre-halves that we've got. So again, he's going to need guarantees of being able to spend money, being able to bring the players that he wants in, being given the time to develop a system, develop players. Will he get that at United? So I don't think it's a guarantee of success, but I think I think at the moment he's got the momentum. Yeah. Poch's momentum's probably stalled a little bit.
Yeah, I think,
But then I think people disrespecting Poch are mad because Tommy Tickles went to PSG and it didn't really go to plan for him. And when you look at what he did at Spurs, Poch needs to be managing everything. He's not allowed to do that at PSG. And I know he might not necessarily have all that power at United, but he'd have more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm still like 50-50 on Ten Hag and Poch. Yeah. But I'd love both of them. Like, I'd get excited about either of them.
Because I know like some people are like Poch and whatever, but most of the United fans now seem to be fully on this Ten Hag thing. And it does feel like Poch is becoming a bit... I know people like Steve always not really rating him, but I see more and more online. I don't say everything. People going, "Oh, Poch, no chance in Ten Hag." All right.
But them same people last year were saying, and it's like,
well, do get involved in the comments and let us know.
I think Ten Hag's a fantastic manager. Remember me and you, and this always happens. Remember what we used to say about Villas-Boas? Do you know what I mean? It's just an example. Do you remember what we used to say about...
There's some tweets of that.
I don't know,
you tweet each other about Villas-Boas, could be the next United manager and all this.
Who else? Like, there's
this
always
was back
managers
in the day
that
when he was at
pop
Porto,
up,
yeah.
and you go, whoa. I remember when Eddie Howe was being linked with Man United and Arsenal and all that. It's like, there's always managers that come...
Do you know what the weird thing is with Ten Hag, which you always see, don't you? Oh, Poch, man, Poch is too old. Get Ten Hag in. Ten Hag's older. Do you know what I mean? Or like, people think Ten Hag's is like... He's a 40-year-old.
He does have a good look, though.
Yeah, he does.
You wouldn't want to piss him off.
like he's been at Bayern Munich and he worked with Pep at Bayern Munich.
Was it Bayern Munich 2?
Bayern Munich 2, sorry, yeah. But he was like part of the setup there. He's obviously done really well at Ajax. For me, and this sounds a little bit weird, but I'll say it anyway. I think it's the unknown factor about Ten Hag that appeals to me.
And we know more about Poch.
Yeah, I feel like with Poch, I already know, and I already think he's going to struggle to go up against Klopp and Guardiola and Tuchel. Not just because of his own ability, that's not necessarily, but because of the structure of United, it's going to be a massive task.
Do you not
for him.
think he's maybe more suited to a club like United?
Yeah, I've seen Scotty, you know my mate, our kid. He was making that argument like he feels like Poch has done a similar job at Spurs with probably less resources. So if he came to United, even though we are a bit of a mess, if we managed to get our house in order and back him at least a little bit, he would be able to do a similar job as what he did at Spurs. We might need a safe pair of hands. Personally, I want Ten Hag. You might need someone like Poch to come in and just get us back on an even keel because we're all over the gaff, aren't we? Ten Hag would be my choice, but I understand what you're saying about Poch. If like Poch came, you'd be happy. I don't think it's a disaster if Poch comes, but I just feel like with Ten Hag, I don't know, like I said earlier, it's the great unknown. Let us know what you think. Manchester Maverick said Ten Hag might be the first manager since Fergie we won't turn grey-haired and look old.
Who do you think City would go for?
I think Ten Hag. But I think, right...
We should go for Ten Hag.
Yeah. No, whenever City wants someone,
Let's ask
that's
them.
how we end up with Alexis Sanchez.
Yeah, but I think this making a managerial decision.
Let me ask you a question then, Maki, yeah? Would Pellegrini have won the title at United?
No.
Would Mancini?
No.
At City, you're coming into somewhere where they back you and they give you what you need. So I think even, and this sounds ludicrous, right, but just hear me out, I think even someone like Brendan Rodgers could go to City and have success because they'd back him properly.
Do you think Pep would have won the league at United?
Pep may because he's such a good coach. And it pays me to say
Defo
that.
would have.
Yeah, I think there's certain coaches
Who would you have? Again, we spoke about that in that BetVictor video, which is the links in the description below.
Do you know what, me and you,
Pep or Klopp?
Me and you spoke about this, you know. I was looking for a video the other day, and I was going through old Full-Time Devils video. I mean, like, filmed on a potato in in your office or wherever, and I was at work. One of them ones. And it was like
previous ownership.
Yeah, exactly. It was like the very, very early days. Like I think Fergie was still in charge. Well, it was when Fergie was retiring, and we were talking about who we'd want. And I remember I said Klopp at the time, and like it's not like he's harmed his case since. I think the difference between Klopp and Guardiola is Guardiola's been backed everywhere he's been on it. Like inherited the best Barcelona team of all time. Admittedly, took it to the next level, but inherited a fantastic team. Bayern Munich, you've got the best team in Germany. They backed him, sorry. He just took over and he'd done back-to-back Champions League finals. And he sort of flattered to deceive a little bit, didn't he, in Europe especially. Goes to City, they throw money at him until he gets it right. Klopp, who has been backed at Liverpool, let's not pretend he hasn't, but he comes into a team that's not won a title for 25 years. At Dortmund, he did back-to-back titles, which is, rare.
When you look at,
so he's done it with not quite the resources that Pep's got.
If he had...
Even though this pains me, this argument.
If he had Klopp's resources, like... I remember when Pep come in, they bought a goalkeeper for a world record fee for a goalkeeper. Got rid of him, bought another world record fee goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Did the same with both their fullbacks twice.
Yeah.
Like, Klopp's never had that luxury. No. Klopp developed Trent from what he was. He developed Robertson into what he is. Yeah. Matip, and look, I think Matip's fantastic now, but at the time, no one expected, like, Klopp is doing things that he shouldn't be doing with what he has.
Jeb Loveday said Liverpool's 30. I know it was 30, but when he took over, I think it took him 5 years to win it. That was my point. But yeah, it just pains me because that was the one we had to get right. After Fergie, we should have been going and getting one of these guys. And I think had we done it, we would have had success, like you said. We didn't, and we're now playing catch up, and it is a bit grim.
Alex really wants someone to rub your head, you know. He's commented it about 50 times.
You can do it. No, I was going to say you really want. You can do it. I don't think you can wash your hands if you do. Hey,
rub my arse. Rub my leg.
Who's that guy who manages Germany?
Oh, fucking Joachim Löw.
Yeah. Did you see that picture when he's like shaking Pogba's
Mate,
hand?
he loves it.
But he's always sniffing his fingers, isn't he? His hands down his
He loves dingleberries, man.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, he gathers it. I reckon he loves it.
There'll be none of that on this channel anyway. I want to ask you about Paul Pogba. Paul Labille, you've been one of his biggest supporters over the years. You've loved him, you've backed him, you've praised him, you've enjoyed his football at Manchester United. Do you feel his time is over
Probably.
at this club?
But there's also a part of me that thinks the options for him probably aren't as great as they were pre-COVID, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
COVID being one of them, but not the only one. And United having a new manager, does that change his perspective on it if it's Ten Hag? Or, like, that may change things for him. I don't know. But I have accepted he's not going to renew his contract for a while. But there's always been times where you go, oh, I think he's going to stay, or I think he's going to go, and I think he's going to stay. And I think just having that is a problem. What he said the other day was interesting in that he's never really had a fixed position. One, I think that's down to, obviously, injury at times.
Yep.
Down to chopping and changing managers.
Yep.
But also, he has to take some personal responsibility as well. But I do kind of agree with him from a perspective that we've never really had this set up right at United. And I could understand if he wanted to go somewhere where he's maybe guaranteed to win a league title or something. We've seen their 2 Premier League clubs approach him. I think he'd be the perfect player for Chelsea, to be honest. And that would worry me if Chelsea got him.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if that happened. You know, they're going to get new owners.
They've fallen on their feet again, haven't they?
They could get new owners that go,
Aye.
right, we need to prove a point here. Here's Declan Rice and Pogba. I don't know, something.
Because he's a free transfer as well, you can pay him the wages he
We
wants.
can't stop him.
No,
That's the problem.
no.
Normally you go, remember when United went, all right, Gabby Irons, you're not going to Liverpool, dickhead.
No,
you're going to Real Madrid.
Exactly, you're going
And it's
nowhere.
like,
so.
I mean, we haven't even got that point
You can walk away,
to fight with. So I think he'll be great for his next club, unfortunately. I don't think that's us. But it wouldn't surprise me again if he signed a new contract.
Article linking him with Arsenal. Could you see that happening?
That's Arsenal fans being silly.
I don't think they pay his wages.
I don't think any Premier League club would.
Newcastle?
He won't go to Newcastle.
I was
He'll
asking
go to a
before.
Champions League club.
The thing is, like you say,
He'd sooner stay at United than go to
because he's been linked
Newcastle.
with 2 Premier League clubs, as you said there. As you can see there, I think there was a link with City a few years ago, wasn't there? I don't know City if they'd go in for him. I don't know. They might do, but I don't know if they would. It's
Not with them buying a striker this year and buying Haaland, although
Raiola client in it, double bubble.
no, I think he stays at United or goes to PSG.
Yeah, I'd rather he went to PSG.
PSG need to. What you got to realise as well with PSG is they're losing Mbappe. What happens with Neymar and Messi, you never know. They're going to have a change of manager. Maybe Zidane comes in.
Yeah.
Their whole thing around that ownership of that club has been geared around the World Cup as well in Qatar.
Yeah.
So they're going to want to have, Zidane and Pogba in Paris makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that's where he'll end up.
If he comes back to Old Trafford, will you give him a good reception?
If you play for PSG, probably don't really.
No, you wouldn't.
It wouldn't be a negative reaction.
Yeah. I know. I hear what you're saying.
It wouldn't be the same as Van Persie where I'm going, oh, go on, score.
Yeah. Or
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Welbeck.
Go on, equalise, Danny.
We're fucking shit at the moment, Danny. But go on.
thank God that went over.
You know when he had that header?
Yeah.
For Brighton, I thought it was in,
Everyone looks at me again. Everyone around me always just give me sticks. They just stick up with Danny Welbeck. And when he had that header, everyone was like, I said, I don't care if he scores, I'm on the pitch.
There was,
Joking.
do you remember the game against Bayern Munich?
Oh, don't tell me about
Was
it.
it not
Don't
the
tell me
chip?
about the chip.
Didn't he score and it was disallowed?
That was the same game, bro. Like, that was 5 minutes before the chip. And
He
wasn't
scored,
like-
didn't he?
He scored, right?
And I remember celebrating,
Yeah.
And as I was celebrating, my chair gave way. I dropped on the floor. I was lying down, still celebrating, and everyone had realised it was offside apart from me.
I carried on celebrating when I realised it was offside. I didn't care. But it was one of them where you think Welbeck is. I don't want to admit it's all about him, but we'll talk about it quickly. That goal that was disallowed, he didn't have time to think. It came into him quick. He took one touch and he banged it in straight away, but it was offside or whatever. The one with Neuer, 5 minutes later, he had all that time, and he was going through, and he's just like
Have you seen that video?
thinking about it too long.
Of him where he goes to dink it, but it goes in. At the very end, so it goes in.
No, I need to see that.
There's one of
That's sick.
there's one of Rashford doing the back heel cross.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Pogba doing an overhead kick.
Oh yeah.
And it goes in, and I remember thinking, I've never seen that goal before. And then you watch the real clip, and it goes wide or something.
Yeah.
But like someone made it look like it went in. I like that shit.
Yeah, that's good. That's good
Yeah, I'll
stuff.
tell my grandkids he scored.
He did. He scored, and United went to win the Champions League that season. Yeah, Pogba, it's going to go. And do you know what I'm not looking forward to, though? If he does go to another Premier League club.
He won't.
Right, okay. I'm not going to argue with this because we've done all this before. When he leaves, the amount of vitriol he's going to get. Because he gets more than his fair share of grief anyway.
Thing that's going to annoy me is he's going to do shit. Imagine, let's say he went Chelsea.
Yeah.
He'd do what he did for United at Chelsea, and everyone would start going, "Oh, he's fucking this and that."
Oh,
and the
you
other.
can be arsed now, can't you?
Bruv.
Hey, never did that for us, did he, the lazy bastard
mate.
and all this? And just going to be like, oh my God. And people will actually lose their minds. Like,
Even though we would have seen similar.
Like properly, like, fully. Like, the meltdown on social media and the arguing will be biblical. Bruno Fernandes is about to renew his contract, according to reports from the Portuguese media. Yeah, it says there, I've just told you. He's set for a bumper deal. I mean, he deserves one, doesn't he? Because I know, like, I'm not getting told Bruno Fernandes debate. He's not one of the highest paid players at the club. He's on a relatively low wage compared to his peers, because when he signed from Sporting, he was on, like, put on this wage. And he's a highly effective
He needs coaching,
footballer.
you know.
Bruno, where do you stand on Bruno? Because
That's where I stand. I think he's an excellent player.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it with Rashford.
Yeah.
We're seeing it with players at United where we're dragging them down. It's a lack of coaching, lack of having a good manager for a long time. I think it comes down to all that stuff, man. I think it's like what I say about Sancho. I promise you, in 12 months, if we don't get this thing right, people are going, "Oh, he's fucking shit. Look at him, he's a waste of time," and that. And it's like, Sancho's mint. Rashford's a fucking very good player. We've mishandled so many of these players that we have. We've just been talking about Paul Pogba. We are a mess.
No, you know what? You're right. And I don't want to keep going on about Klopp and Pep and all that because it fucking bores me. But if you look at where he is with Sterling, for example, do you know what I mean? Like, very hands-on. You see this sort of thing of, like, giving a toss, trying to coach him, even after they've won. He was like, in his ear. You see all that going on at other clubs, Klopp trying to get the best out of certain players, sticking with him, having a system that gets the best out of him and all that sort of stuff. With United, we move players about, we drop them, we stick with them, we bring in new signings, we drop them, we bring them back in the team, we loan them out, we bring them back. It's like how not to handle certain players. And you think we're playing when they're injured, we drop them when they're fit. It's just like, you look at it, and yes, players have to take responsibility, but I'm with you. And I think, we've said it for a little while, my big fear was with Marcus, we've just ruined him, and it looks like it's, this season anyway, it's looking like
when
that.
Bruno come in, everyone was going, he's like fucking Cantona. And now it's like no one can stand him, and it's just, look, I never think he was as good as Cantona.
Obviously,
but
that's just
blasphemy.
Hyperbole.
But he's not as bad as what we're seeing as well. Even to a certain extent, Harry Maguire.
Yeah, it's true though. Like, but the thing that happens is when someone is bad, when a player is bad, everyone rewrites their entire history. So everyone will say like, Bruno's always been crap for us. And you go, well, he's not, has he? He scored like, just all penalties. Well, they weren't. Harry Maguire was always terrible. He was never a good defender. Well, he was. He is. It's just not playing well at the moment. And you might look and go, is it best for him to move on from Manchester United? So I agree with that. And it's just a bit sad. So we talk about something happier. Wayne Rooney. Arguably the
Someone
greatest.
Rooney's team and tell him to phone me.
Go on.
I really want to message. I just really want to talk to him.
Have you never interviewed Wayne Rooney?
You have, haven't you?
Twice.
Fucking
Do you know
wanker.
what I mean? Just me and the greatest Englishman ever to play in the
He
Premier
is the
League.
greatest English footballer ever.
Do you reckon?
No, I know. There's no ifs, buts, or
As
maybes.
a slightly older gentleman than yourself, I still have a
Robbo,
feeling
yeah.
that Robbo is
But-
in that conversation.
Sorry.
I mean, it's only them two.
Can I just say, when you look at all the things that get taken into account when you think of the greatest, he's got
goats.
longevity.
Yeah, all right.
He's got the honours in terms of the trophies.
Yep.
He's got the accolades in terms of, certain records,
Yep.
record goal scorers and all that.
Yeah.
The ability,
Yeah.
the catalogue of goals.
Yeah.
Like, he has it all. Like, you can make a shot. And people talk about Harry fucking Kane. Ooh, look at him dropping deep. Don't do better than Wayne Rooney.
The media love for Harry Kane is just stupid. I like Harry Kane. I think he's a good player. If United signed him, I'd be happy because I think he'll get a load of goals for us. But people go on like he's the greatest of all time or some stupidness. He isn't. You know what I love about Wayne Rooney that people forget? Right? Wazza. Robin Van Persie, Dimitar Berbatov, Cristiano Ronaldo. What have they all got in common? They were all top scorers in the Premier League. Who was their strike partner?
Wow.
And he scored a load of goals himself. He's like...
Ruud van Nistelrooy left out.
Sorry, forgive me, well remembered. Rude. He's got everything. Like, the kid has got everything.
And then when he needed to be that guy,
Yeah.
he was that guy.
Yeah, exactly. So he's done it both.
And he played with that guy.
Yeah.
Well,
I had a bet with someone once that where Welbeck has scored more goals than Wayne Rooney in the next season.
what now?
No. Yeah. I'm not even now. I won't do that. And I think Rooney ended up with about 30 odd.
Yeah.
Danny not quite as many.
Not goes just off. He wasn't injured though, I'm telling you.
So Rooney's been shortlisted. Now I kicked off, right, and I had to delete a tweet, and I hate doing that. But I went the first sort of inductees to the Hall of Fame, Premier League Hall of Fame, were announced. I was out, no, Rooney. And then someone, he was still registered as a player when it was first made, so he wasn't eligible. Now he is eligible, and he's straight in there, rightly so. Vieira as well in there, kind of makes sense. 12 United players.
Has Vieira got in before Keane though?
Has it? Nah,
Keane went in
there. Keane's already in there, isn't he?
Keane went in when Giggs couldn't, innit? Remember?
I thought that's how they got Thierry Henry in.
Oh, was that the one who replaced Giggs? Thierry Henry?
Yeah, because it was going to be blatantly going to be Giggs and Shearer on it the first. Like, there's no way they weren't going to give a guy who's got 13 Premier League titles, like, put him into the Hall of Fame. And then he just went, oh, we've got Thierry Henry instead.
There's a Giggs-shaped silhouette by the door.
Yeah, this is Henry.
I mean, this is...
Henry's a good player, though, isn't he?
Shearer,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
How are you spelling Henry? That looks
Look
down
at
with a
his
G.
shirt in the air, what are you on about?
Hey, what's that? So yeah, anyway, if you want to know, the other United players who are on the shortlist are Cole, Evra, Ferdinand, Neville, I'm presuming that's Gary, not Phil, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Michael Owen, forget him, get him off that list. He's got nothing to do with Manchester United Football Club whatsoever.
I mean, nor is this list.
Yeah. What?
Is this...
This is the list of 12,
Are
like
they
you
all
said,
former
12 United
United
players
players?
on the shortlist.
Is that the shortlist?
These, sorry? There's 25 on the shortlist. I'm reading the United players.
Oh.
So on the 25-man shortlist, the 12 United players are Andy Cole, Patrice Evra, Rio Ferdinand, Gary Neville, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Michael Owen, Robin van Persie, Edwin van der Sar, the best goalkeeper I've ever seen, some guy called Peter Schmeichel, Paul Scholes, Teddy Sheringham, and Nemanja Vidic.
You know what I like about you, Jay? You never hold a grudge.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
Not like I hold a grudge for Peter Schmeichel cartwheeling in front of us when he played for City and beat us in a derby. I don't even hold a grudge to the fact that Nemanja Vidic just ducked out in his last season because he didn't want to play anymore.
Rio Ferdinand should be in that.
He is.
I mean...
Oh, yeah, should be in the Hall of Fame.
Rio defo should be there. ASAP, immediately. Paul Scholes as well. Ashley Cole is one. Andy Cole should be in it because he's top goal scorer behind like...
He never gets the respect he deserves, Andy Cole. I was watching, them top 10 things on like the BBC, and it was like top 10 Premier League strikers, and Ian Wright was presenting with Alan Shearer, and Ian Wright had dropped out to let Andy Cole in. They'd put Ian Wright in, and
I love Ian Wright.
He said no. He said that's Andy Cole's.
He's
in.
got it right there.
Yeah, he said Andy Cole goes in, and Gary Lineker was like, just so everyone knows, the reason Ian Wright in, he was in, but he took himself out to put in Andy Cole.
That's not a surprise.
No.
Like, Gary Lineker going,
Yeah.
It's like, that don't need pointing out.
Yeah, because it was like Andy Cole was one of the best goal
I'd
scorers the
argue
Premier League's
Andy
ever
Cole
had.
had as good a personality on TV as Ian Wright. Ian Wright wouldn't have even been...
Do you know what? I kind of like that about Andy Cole.
Ian Wright is a great striker.
He is he's a great striker, and he's a great
story.
personality. Yeah, great story, great personality as well. Considering he's the next Arsenal player, and he's got a problem with that. But I think with Andy Cole, like, very quiet, does his own man, that sort of guy. I don't mind that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not his job to be everyone's mate. And also,
I also think he suffered from a lot of bad press.
He didn't help
himself
in that single, though, did he?
That was a fucking great tune. Mate.
Outstanding. United forever, whatever, the weather.
Exactly.
That rivaled Eminem or Jay-Z or whatever.
I mean, if that came out now, number one, bro.
Yeah, not the 142 he got to.
Don't be
I've
rude,
got
bro.
that. Did I not give it?
Give it me.
I give you
Christmas.
that on my well bet thing.
For Christmas.
I'm giving you the memorabilia, you fam. Trust me.
That's my favourite bit of memory.
Yeah, outstanding. I love Andy Cole, and it's good that he's on the shortlist, along with all them other legends as well. James Garner. Forest will look to try and sign on loan United midfielder on a permanent deal this summer if they are promoted to the Premier League, according to The Athletic. Adam McKola, tell me why James Garner should be back in the United squad next season.
Forest they can sign Scott McTominay?
Would you? Right, genuine question.
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. In case you're wondering what I was asking him, would you swap Scott McTominay for James Garner? And his answer was yes.
I would swap Yes, James Garner. Yeah, James Garner knows how to pass the ball, but there's a big difference.
Passes against the Scousers.
This guy should have scored that.
Why? He wanted the penalty. It's like he didn't want to score. And his touch let him down as well. I thought he took it away too far, and then he tried to do that thing. Drag his leg.
I thought it was a penalty. Stonewall.
Did you? Even after the replay? Really? I mean, yeah.
You know, you're still angry, but deep down, you know, you shouldn't be angry.
I was annoyed with him. I was like, why did you do that?
Yeah, but you're like, just deep down, you're like, I shouldn't be angry.
And do you know what? Do you know what it is? Right? That's one of the ones where VAR stopped it being a penalty. Because I think he doesn't point to the spot because he thinks VAR.
Yeah,
like
but if he does, VAR don't take it back.
No, so that's where...
Bring him home.
Do you know what I mean? Get James Garner back in the United team.
Jimmy back.
Jimmy back, yeah? Hashtag Jimmy back. We're starting that. Yes? Maka, what are you up to?
Gone
You up to anything this week? Where are you?
No.
You doing your bits and what?
About.
You're right. You know where to find Adam McKola. Big thanks to BetVictor as well. Check out their video. Make sure when you're commenting on that as well, check out Maka's video for them. You are saying you're from
That's a
Stretford,
good point,
Paddock.
actually. Sorry to cut you off there.
Sorry?
No, not interested in pundits for assistant role. Rio, Steve, tell Rio. Has he tweeted that it's a joke?
Yeah, he said...
Thank God for that.
Because there was this story, we'll just talk about it quickly. The story that Rio wanted to be the assistant to Ten Hag. And I think Rio tweeted like... in fact, let me find the tweet. He basically poured water
Said
all
you're
over
having
it.
a laugh.
Yeah, I think that's actually what he said. He said, if I can find it, earlier this morning, yeah, who's feeding you this shit? Put myself forward, you know, laughing emojis.
It's like one of us, isn't he?
Yeah, you know.
You know.
You know.
You lot.
Put myself forward, you lot. Yeah, so he's not in the mix for that one, I don't think. So that's cleared that up. But Erik Ten Hag is, as we said there, other clubs could be interested in. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you go and check out all the videos I mentioned. I'll be back tomorrow with the news live here from the studio. That's been Adam McKola. I'm Jay Moore.
Go check out the Forlan interview.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you check it out. You and Diego Forlan. Do you know what? You've done a few cult heroes, haven't you? Like,
What do you call me?
You did Henrik Larsson. Yeah.
Kiko.
Kiko Makeda. Ravel.
Diego.
They're like proper. That is
I've done a lot
cult
now.
hero tackle, that.
I reckon.
Do you know the
my
next one you
number's
should do?
about 30.
You know, you should. Oh, Rafael de Silva. But we both
Rafa.
did that. You let me on that one. Do you know it'd be a good one? And you mentioned him earlier. I don't even speak English, but we'll get around that.
Iwaza.
Veron. Yeah. Veron would be a good one. He's a little bit of a... I think he has a little bit
Do
now.
you remember
people,
when he dressed as Ali G?
Did that happen?
That
I thought I imagined that.
I imagined that. He was on the front of one of the worst papers ever, the worst paper ever. But I remember seeing it.
Really?
Remember, it was like a Christmas time. Remember when the players used to go out Christmas parties dressed up? Veron was Ali G.
Do you remember when we got him? I was convinced that we wouldn't even lose a game
I
ever
swear
again.
my socks.
I was like, this is it now. We'll win every game. And even after his debut and that, he was mint the first month. And then it started getting a bit cold. Do you know what I mean?
He was good in the Champions League.
He started shouting at him. And it was like...
He was good in the Champions League.
It's just, mate, he was so good. Yeah, get Veron on that list. Yeah, we'll make that happen. But
Ooh,
first,
Igalo's a shout.
Igalo. You were sat here in your Nigeria top, weren't you, after we signed him?
We need to get Igalo.
We do. Where is he nowadays?
He's in in Arab Emirate.
Oh, is it?
Have I got that right? He's playing in Saudi Arabia.
Right,
Like
okay.
that.
Well, we'll sort that out. Do you know what I mean? Get over there, speak to him.
Someone said Nicky Butt, funny enough. I was at Cheltenham with Nicky Butt last week. You know?
Ross Murphy
How'd you
says,
do?
do Kieran Richardson.
Remember when his sister was on Big Brother?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's mental.
I know it was, wasn't it? Well, she did use the name.
Oh yeah, Chris Smalling got fined at his own fancy dress party. Do you remember that?
Is that when he went the Jaeger bomber?
Very, very good.
Like, for him,
Yeah, clever.
quite intelligent in a way.
For vegan Chris Smalling.
Wait, is he still at Roma, Chris Smalling?
Yeah.
Hey, whatever happened to Mike Smalling? Yeah, anyway, we'll get a new cult hero video for you soon, but in the meantime, go and check his one out with Diego Forlan. It's a decent watch. I've been Jay, that's been Adam McKola. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.